I believe that kids should be home with their parents in an environment where kids are felt loved and cared about and feel safe. In an environment where kids are able to go to school and learn to read and write and be around kids, that they can build who they are to grow and develop just like other kids and not in a detention center. Today, I will read to you the story Princess Minna and the Unicorn Mix-Up. I am reading to those kids in Dilley, Texas, and other kids across the country. For kids that are not allowed to just be kids. I like this book because it is a lovely story of little Princess Minna, who is allowed to be herself and fix all her surroundings around her. She is raised in a tower with her parents, and her parents just says, "Go ahead, Minna. Who are you? And use your special gifts to sprinkle across our community and show them who you are." So this is kind of why I like this story, because Minna was a fixer of her community. Let us begin. This is Minna. She is a princess. Princess Minna is very good at lots of things. She is good at taming unicorns, kissing frogs, and fighting dragons. Sometimes she can tell if there is a pea under her mattress just by lying on it. One tiny pea can make a princess toss and turn all night long. But you don't get many peas under your mattresses these days. Princess Minna lives in Castle Tall Towers with a king and the queen and a wizard named Raymond. When all is well in the kingdom, lots of great doves sweep and swoop around the towers, making soft, cooing noises. They make the whole castle smell like tutti frutti ice cream. When all is not well in the kingdom, big seagulls fly up from the coast and scare the doves away. Then they flip and flap all around the towers, making screeching and squawking noises. They made the whole castle smell like old seaweed. There are also blackbirds at the castle towers. They don't make the castle smell like anything. No one talks much about or notice about them. One morning, Princess Minna woke up feeling very tired. She had not slept well at all. Perhaps there was a pea under her mattress. But no, she thought, it couldn't be that. You never find peas under your mattress anymore. Flip, flap, flip, flop. Princess Minna looked out of the window. Screech, squawk, screech, squawk, squatch, squeak. Oh dear, the seagulls were back and the doves were nowhere to be seen. All is not well in the kingdom, thought Princess Minna. I better go and tell the others. Princess Minna's bedroom is right at the top of the tallest tower. It takes a very long time to get down the stairs. She ran down and 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 down until she reached the dining room where everyone else was having breakfast. Princess Minna was even more tired now, very out of breath. All is not well, she huffed and she puffed. The doves have gone and the seagulls are back. Oh dear, said the queen. That explains why my tea has feathers in it. Oh dear, said the king. That explains why my portrait smells like seaweed. Oh dear, said Raymond magically. Never mind, said the king. I'm sure Minna can fix it all. Hooray, thought Princess Minna. She loved fixing up the kingdom. What would it be this time? A unicorn in need of taming? A frog waiting to be kissed? A dragon looking for a fight? Please be quick, Minna, said the queen. The king and I have invited Lord Lady Wellington Boot over to play freeze dance this afternoon. It's been planned for weeks, said the king. But we won't be able to do it all if the castle is full of seagulls. And when this where they would be, said the king, and said the queen. Princess Minna was already on her way. She ran out of the castle towards the town, shooing her blackbirds away as she went down the creek. The townspeople loved Princess Minna. They were very pleased to see her. They brought out their babies to be kissed because Princess always liked kissing babies. They quickly baked sponge cakes with cream in the middle because Princess always enjoyed a delicious sponge cake with cream in the middle. They climbed wobbly ladders to hang decorations, because Princess Minna always felt happy when there was a party and decorations. Princess Minna was very tired now, but she still managed to kiss a few babies, eat some sponge cakes, and admire the party decorations. Afterwards, she pointed towards the castle. "Look," she said, "all is not well in the kingdom. There are seagulls flying all around the towers, and the doves are nowhere to be seen." The townspeople looked. They saw the eagles. They scratched their heads and wondered what could be wrong. Everything seemed perfectly fine. Suddenly, there was a crash. "Help! Help! We have a unicorn emergency!" Everyone turned around, and it was little tiny Turnip from Turnip's tea shop. You can buy tea in Turret's tea shop. You can also buy trombones, t-shirts, towels, and tulips. Everything else you can possibly think of that begins with T. But you can't buy tarantulas, even though it sounds like you should be able to. But back to the unicorn emergency. "A wild unicorn is trampling through the tea shop," shouted little Tommy. "Please, Princess Minna, can you tame it?" Princess Minna smiled. This must be the reason for the seagulls. She just needed to tame the unicorn, and all would be well in the kingdom once more. Taming the unicorn was one of her special skills. Surely she wasn't too tired for that. Princess Minna strode over to the Turnip tea shop. "Throw me my trusty sword," she called. The townspeople were confused. Princess Minna only ever called for her trusty sword when she was going to fight a dragon, not when she was going to tame a unicorn. But someone threw her trusty sword anyway. Princess Minna caught it with one hand. There was a clang as the sword banged against the unicorn's horn. There was a "arr" as the unicorn swished its tail into Princess Minna's eyes. There was a "ouch" as the unicorn stood in Princess Minna's toes. Princess Minna was fighting the unicorn instead of taming it. It turned out that Princess Minna was not very good at fighting unicorns. But it didn't matter, because unicorns are not all interested in fighting. After a while, they just turn and get bored and turn and run away. "Oh dear," Princess Minna rubbing her toes. "I don't know what came over me." She yawned, a very big yawn. Suddenly, there was a ribbit. "Help! Help! We have a frog emergency!" It was little Pippy Piper from the Piper's Pea Shop, who can buy peas in a Piper's Pea Shop, who can even buy Tundra Produce there, as it happens. But back to frog emergency. "Princess Minna," said little Pippa, "we have a frog that needs kissing. Can you help?" She held out the frogs to the Princess Minna. Princess Minna smiled. This must be the reason for the seagulls. She just needed to kiss the frog, and all would be well in the kingdom once more. Kissing frogs was one of her special skills. Surely she wasn't tired for that. But instead of kissing the frog, Princess Minna started to pet it and whispered in its ear. The townspeople were confused again. Princess Minna only ever pet and whispered when she was taming unicorns, not with kissing frogs. Princess Minna was taming the frog instead of kissing it. The frog started to get annoyed. It wanted to turn back into a handsome prince. Eventually, it hopped away. "Oh dear," said Princess Minna, shaking her head. "I'm incredibly tired. It's making me get everything terribly mixed up." Suddenly, there was a roar. "Help! Help! We have a dragon emergency!" It was little Betty Buttons from Betty B's shop. You can buy books, bananas, and bicycles, Buttons B shop. "Look," said little Betty. The townspeople turned around to see a terrifying dragon breathing fire over the rooftop. Some people screamed, some people fainted, but Princess Minna smiled. This must be the real reason for the seagulls. She just needed to fight the dragon, and all would be well in the kingdom once more. Fighting dragons was one of her special skills. Surely she wasn't too tired for that. She pursed her lips and started running towards the furious beast. "Hold on," said little Betty, who was quite clever. "If Princess Minna has been trying to fight the unicorn and tame the frog, that means she's going to kiss the dragon. We have to stop her," cried the townspeople. But it was too late. Princess Minna had already climbed onto the dragon's back. Now she was planting a big, smackery kiss on his scaly blue cheek. The townspeople all held their breath. They waited for the dragon to toss Princess Minna into the air and catch his scissory teeth and swallow her whole. "What will we tell the queen?" they whispered. "What will we tell the king? What will we tell Raymond?" They covered their faces. They couldn't bear to watch. The townspeople peeked through their fingers. There was Princess Minna still clinging to the dragon's neck. The dragon smiled a big draggery smile. Then he gave a big dragon roar. This time, though, it was a happy roar. Our Princess Minna said, "Dragon, you are the first person ever to kiss me besides my mom. For now I will be your best friend in the whole wide world, and I promise to stay by your side forever and ever, even in a bit longer if it's possible I could. And just as you know, my name is Lorenzo, which is actually a very popular name for a dragon at this moment. I have 2 cousins in the neighborhood in the kingdom who are also called Lorenzo." Lorenzo crouched down so that Princess Minna could climb off. The townspeople all stopped, holding their breath. They were amazed. They didn't even know dragons speak. They started to celebrate. There is nothing townspeople like better than a good celebration. So that is the story of Princess Minna and the unicorn mix-up. Even though she mixed up the other ones, it was the perfect mix for the dragon because she tamed that dragon just by giving him a kiss. So the mix-up worked out pretty well for Princess Minna and the dragon because she made a friend forever with her special touch. Thank you again, and this is the story of Princess Minna, the unicorn mix-up.